There is a particular kind of quiet that settles over a room right before 200 people realize they've been lied to for months, and I have heard that silence exactly once in my life. It happened at my own sister's wedding, standing at a podium in the dress I wore the night my ex-fiancé proposed to me, reading the truth out loud like a blessing. By the time I sat back down, half the guest list understood exactly what kind of family they had spent the last 6 years believing in. I found out my sister was engaged 3 weeks before I did. That would have been fine, wonderful even, except for one detail. The man standing next to her in the engagement photos was my fiancé, Daniel. The same Daniel who had proposed to me 8 months earlier in front of 40 of our closest friends. The same Daniel whose ring I had returned to him 2 months before, believing our breakup was about him needing space. Turns out he knew exactly who he was. He was my sister's fiancé. My sister Renata and I were never rivals growing up. She was the free spirit, I was the planner. For 6 years, she was at every holiday dinner, every birthday, every quiet Sunday game night with Daniel and me. She hugged him goodbye at the door 100 times. She called him her brother, jokingly, more than once. When Daniel and I started falling apart, it was quiet. He worked later. He stopped asking about my day. He said he needed space to figure out what he wanted. I believed him, because 6 years is a long time to build trust with someone. I told my sister everything, every crying phone call, every theory about what was wrong with him. She listened. She brought me soup when I got sick from stress. She sat with me on my bathroom floor at 2 in the morning when I couldn't stop crying. And the entire time, for at least 4 of those months, she was seeing him behind my back. I found out by accident. A mutual friend posted a photo from a rooftop bar, tagged Daniel and a woman whose face was cropped out, but whose bracelet I recognized, because I had given it to Renata for her birthday 2 years before. I called her. She didn't deny it. She said it just happened, that she didn't want to hurt me, that she and Daniel were genuinely in love. I did not scream. I sat very still in my kitchen for almost an hour, and something in me went cold and clear. I decided I would not give either of them the satisfaction of watching me fall apart. I would give them something else instead. For 2 months, I said almost nothing. I let the family think I was healing quietly, with dignity. Underneath it, I was collecting everything. Screenshots of Renata admitting the timeline, the rooftop photo, a drunken voicemail from Daniel saying he wasn't sure he'd made the right choice, dated 3 weeks before he went public with my sister. Then the wedding invitation arrived. My own name printed inside, as if nothing had happened. Renata asked me to do a reading during the ceremony because family is family. I told her I would be honored. I spent the next month planning exactly what I would say and exactly when. Not at the rehearsal dinner, where it could be dismissed as jitters. Not privately, where it could be managed and denied. I wanted witnesses. The wedding was beautiful. 200 guests. My mother cried happy tears. My father walked Renata down the aisle looking prouder than I'd seen him in years. When the officiant called my name for the reading, I walked to the podium in the same pale blue I wore the night Daniel proposed to me. I unfolded the paper. I said I'd prepared a reading about the true meaning of loyalty. Then I read the timeline. Calm, steady, almost gentle. The night Daniel proposed. The months he claimed he needed space while building a life with my sister. The text where Renata admitted the affair had gone on for 4 months before I found out. The same 4 months she was bringing me soup and sitting with me on the bathroom floor. I did not raise my voice once. When I finished, I thanked everyone, wished the couple well, and walked back to my seat while 200 people sat in absolute silence, then began to whisper, then began to understand exactly what they'd just witnessed. My mother didn't speak to Renata for 3 weeks. My father left the reception before the first dance. Several bridesmaids texted me that night to say they had no idea. Daniel called the next morning. I let it go to voicemail. People ask if I regret it, if there was a kinder way. I don't think there was. I gave my sister 4 months of comfort while she lied to my face. I gave the truth exactly once, in front of the two people who deserved to hear it least, and the room full of people who deserved to hear it most. Renata and Daniel are still married, as far as I know. But I've heard the reading has become family legend, the story people tell new in-laws to explain why some chairs stay a little colder than others. I never raised my voice. I never had to. I think about those 2 months of silence a lot. People assume revenge happens in a flash of anger. Mine was slow and deliberate. One screenshot, one calm phone call, one performance of forgiveness at a time. I let my sister feel safe enough to hand me the microphone herself. Some family members still say I embarrassed everyone, that weddings aren't the place for reckonings. But Renata had months of privacy to build her happiness on lies to my face. I gave her one public moment to answer for it, and never said anything that wasn't true. If you've ever been comforted by the very person betraying you, you know the rage that comes from realizing your grief was being managed, not witnessed. It's not just the affair. It's the soup. It's the bathroom floor. It's every hug at the door that meant nothing at all. I don't know what happens to them long term, and I've stopped checking. But I know 200 people who loved our family walked away from that wedding with the truth instead of a lie. Tell me in the comments if you think I went too far, or if you'd have done the exact same thing.